Good morning everyone, we are here at Alley 44, Maginhawa Street, Quezon City. And you might say, what's so interesting about an alley? Well, this was cleared by Quezon City Government because it had been encroached upon by the adjacent properties. So for many years it was not open to the public, it was privately occupied, no one could make use of it. When you first come past here, you might even mistake this as being private property, because typically, I don't want to put this the wrong way, but typically government projects don't look this good. You'll see they even installed this Maginhawa Arts and Food Hub location map. So obviously they're really trying to lift the quality of what's given to the public, especially pedestrians, because so often money is flooded into road projects. But how about pedestrians? Just imagine how many people are actually commuters. Even the Edsa busway is moving hundreds of thousands of commuters every day. Before, you could not pass through here. You would have to walk really far, or you'd have to hire a tricycle. Now, it's just a simple breeze. And it's nice. Look how nice it is to walk through here. See all these lights? They're all solar powered. So at night, I bet this looks fantastic. Not only are these solar powered, but they also have a PIR sensor, meaning they'll only turn on when motion is detected. So that's pretty cool. Even simple things like this, using native plants to the Philippines, bamboo, instead of some other projects where they use unusual plants imported from other countries, and people say that's not going to grow properly here, that's not a native species to the Philippines. And if you want a reminder of how this used to be, you can see a wall there that's obviously been knocked back to clear this alleyway. How do people extend over public spaces on their private property without the barangay seeing it? I have no idea. When it comes to accessibility, you have ramp access and you have steps. And I did paint the edge of the step so you know when you're at the end. Although honestly, if I had to give one feedback, it would be that these stripes do make it a little bit confusing. They kind of make my eyes hurt a little bit when I'm looking for where the edge of the step is. But overall, look how fantastic this looks. That's why I really mistook it. I just drove past thinking it's part of the private property. Although the reality is that once you get through the other side, the sidewalks might not necessarily be so walkable, as they become a parking space for drivers who just don't want to invest in the proper parking facility and they don't want to pay for parking. So they use the public sidewalk, they use the public road. That's the downside. Just imagine, before this was blocked off and only for use privately by those that live either side. Now it's an easy cut through from Malinis Street to Maginhawa or vice versa. And I asked some of the people that have been passing through here, does it make a big difference? And they said, yeah, it's easy now. Instead of having to go all the way around, they just cut straight through. Imagine before it was blocked off as if it's privately owned. Now it's open for everyone like it should be from the start. There's the ladies we saw earlier. I did ask if they wanted to be interviewed, but they denied it. It's okay, that's their choice. Another thing I just noticed is they have these huge LED floodlights on both ends. Those look like 100-watt cobs, and there's two of them, so I bet it lights up this whole alleyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a chance to come here at night, but if someone can send me photos, I'd really appreciate that if you share them in the comment section. Now you might look at those little grey rectangles and think that they're somewhere for the water to feed out of, but those are actually lighting as well. So I bet this thing looks absolutely awesome at night. Let's get a little bit closer to one of them. It looks like there's also pretty significant drainage, so it shouldn't get flooded here. It seems like they really thought about how to make this work as a decent project, which is the way it should be, but it's not necessarily the way that it always is. It really depends on who the LGU is, who's running the project. This one seems to look pretty amazing, to be honest. Since there are gates here, I'm guessing that maybe they lock this at night. That could be for the security of the adjacent properties. It could also be to avoid having people sleeping here. But you do have to be aware that it might mean limited hours of access. It actually says that it was cleared in 2019 to obey the DIOG memo about clearing sidewalks, roads and other public spaces. There you go, someone was asking me, why is it called Alley 44? It's derived from the address of its neighbor, Talisay Garden Cafe. So that's it, relatively short video, but I wanted to show you something good, something that I think is actually impressive. Thanks for watching.